Imagine a massive Boeing 747 soaring silently through the black night sky, suddenly plunged into total darkness as every engine roars to a halt. What hidden force could silence 4 mighty engines at once, leaving 263 souls adrift in the void? On June 24, 1982, British Airways Flight 009 lifted off from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, bound for Perth, Australia, as part of a long-haul journey from London Heathrow to Auckland, New Zealand. The plane, a Boeing 747-236B, named City of Edinburgh, carried 248 passengers and 15 crew members, many of whom had boarded back in London for this routine trip across the Indian Ocean. This story matters now because it exposed the silent dangers lurking in our skies, shaping how airlines detect invisible threats today, and reminding us that even modern wonders like flight can meet nature's raw power head-on. In an era of frequent volcanic unrest, from Iceland to Indonesia, it underscores why vigilance saves lives. The flight began smoothly that evening, with Captain Eric Moody at the controls, flanked by First Officer Roger Greaves and Flight Engineer Barry Townley Freeman. June 24, 1982, departure from Kuala Lumpur. Around 2040, Jakarta time at 37,000 feet, the crew spotted a faint haze ahead, but radar showed nothing unusual. As the plane pushed forward, St. Elmo's fire, blue electrical sparks, danced across the windshield, lighting up the cockpit like a storm's warning. The air filled with a sulfur smell, and passengers noticed a thin haze seeping into the cabin. 2042, St. Elmo's fire observed. Suddenly, Engine 4 flamed out, its roar replaced by silence. Within seconds, Engines 1, 2, and 3 followed, one after another, until the entire aircraft hung in stillness. The 747 began a gentle glide, descending at 1,200 feet per minute, with no power to climb or maneuver sharply. Captain Moody grabbed the intercom, his voice steady amid the chaos. "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen," he said. "This is your captain speaking. We have a small problem. All 4 engines have stopped. We are doing our damnedest to get them going again. I trust you are not in too much distress. Flight 43, all engines fail." The crew donned oxygen masks and declared a mayday to air traffic control, turning back toward Jakarta, the nearest suitable airport, now 91 miles away. They tried restarting the engines multiple times, following checklists, but nothing responded. The plane was flying on momentum alone. Dust coated the instruments, and the forward windshield turned opaque from sandblasting. 2045, Mayday declared. As altitude dropped below 13,500 feet, the crew spotted faint lights below, Jakarta's glow piercing the murk. In a last-ditch effort, they advanced the throttles one more time. To their shock, the engines sputtered back to life, coughing ash, but surging with power. 56, engines restart. Engine 2 began vibrating badly and had to be shut down again, but the others held. The plane circled Halim Perdana Kusuma International Airport in Jakarta, visibility near zero from the scratched windshield. Using instruments alone, Captain Moody guided the damaged jet down, touching wheels on the runway at 20:56 local time, 21:14, safe landing. Cheers erupted in the cabin as the plane rolled to a stop, every soul aboard safe. Crew testimonies formed the backbone of this account, with Captain Moody, First Officer Greaves, and Engineer Townley Freeman providing detailed logs of the engine failures and restarts. These statements, recorded within hours of the landing, describe the sequence from St. Elmo's fire to the sulfur haze, verified through cross-checks with passenger reports. Post-flight inspections revealed severe damage. Turbine blades on all engines eroded like sandpapered metal, and the windshield pitted from abrasive particles. Fuel samples tested positive for silicate contamination, linking directly to airborne debris. Satellite imagery and ground reports confirmed an ash plume from Mount Galunggung's eruption, 110 miles southeast of Jakarta, invisible at night and undetected by weather radar. A similar incident with a Singapore Airlines 747 just weeks later corroborated the ash's reach. Passenger accounts, gathered in follow-up surveys, matched the timeline, noting the cabin haze and oxygen mask deployment. One detailed diary entry from a family aboard described the eerie calm after the captain's announcement. Early reports suggested possible fuel contamination or mechanical faults, as the crew initially suspected a bird strike or electrical issue. According to initial air traffic logs, controllers reported no weather anomalies, leading some experts to question if pilot error played a role in entering the haze. However, later analysis dismissed these, pinning the cause solely on the undetected ash. A minor dispute arose over the restart method. Some engineers credited the glide's cooling effect on engines, while others emphasized the crew's throttle technique. No blame was assigned, and both views align with ash clearance mechanics. Gaps remain in pre-1982 radar tech for ash detection, with no records of warnings issued that night. Reportedly, a prior Garuda flight encountered ash in April, but airspace stayed open until July. Investigators noted incomplete plume mapping from the volcano, leaving uncertainty about the ash's exact spread that evening. These differences highlight how new threats like volcanic dust outpaced aviation tools at the time, without pointing fingers. For the 263 people on board, the night etched a shared bond that lasted decades. Passengers, from families on holiday to business travelers, faced hours of uncertainty in a darkening cabin, holding hands with strangers as the world outside vanished. Cabin crew moved quietly among them, offering water and calm words, their training a shield against rising fear. No one was hurt, but the emotional toll lingered in quiet moments. Parents gripping children's seats tighter, partners whispering promises in the gloom. One factual moment stands out. As the plane descended, a young girl clutched her teddy bear, asking her father if the stars would come back. He later recalled her wide eyes fixed on the window, a simple plea amid the roar's absence. Years on, survivors formed the Galunggung Glider Club, meeting annually to toast their luck, turning terror into tales of resilience. The crew, hailed as heroes, carried on flying, their steady hands a quiet victory over the sky's whims. Volcanic ash acts like fine glass shards, grinding engine parts like sand in a clock's gears, until heat and motion clear it away. Experts liken it to driving through a blinding sandstorm. Forward motion might shake off the grit, but only if you keep steady. In simple terms, this event woke airlines to silent killers in the air. Much like installing smoke detectors in a home you thought was safe, it sparked global changes, better satellite tracking for eruptions, and pilot training for ash avoidance, now standard in flight paths worldwide. Broader still, it ties to ethics in aviation, balancing speed and profit against nature's unpredictability, urging tech like AI radars to bridge human limits. Today, with more volcanoes stirring, this story pushes for shared global watch systems, ensuring no flight glides blind again. Like a lighthouse in fog, it guides safer journeys for all. What we know? A hidden ash cloud from Mount Galunggung choked the engines mid-flight, but skilled hands glided the 747 to a safe landing in Jakarta. What we don't? The full invisible reach of that plume, or why early warnings slipped through cracks. And yet, in that void, human grit lit the way forward. In the end, Flight 009 teaches that even when engines fail, calm voices and clear choices can carry us home.